already got a girlfriend, so could you go in my place?
She sounds scary.
I make $10,000 a year and I live with my parents.
Then marry me.
Huh? My name is Keiichi Sato. I'm the president of Tokimeki Corp., a semiconductor manufacturer. But we just started up, and we can't find a factory to handle production, so we barely have any sales. Keiichi, perfect timing. You don't have a girlfriend right now, do you? My girlfriend... I almost said you're the one who stole her from me, brother. But I guess there's no point digging up the past. I don't. So a relative brought me a dating offer, you know? Look, I've already got a girlfriend. So could you go in my place?
She sounds scary.
But I'm not trying to get a girlfriend right now. Please, man. The date is coming really soon. I can't cancel it now. Just do it to save the matchmaker's face. Why do you always wait until it's too late to say no?
Seriously, I just don't think the way you do at all. But bailing last minute would be rude to her.
Fine, I'll go.
And while I'm there, I'll just get her to turn me down.
The date.
You are...
Nice to meet you. I'm Keiichi Sato.
I'm Nagisa Ujo.
And that's how the date began. As we talked, the tension eased up, and after the matchmaker stepped away... By the way, Nagisa, you took over your parents' factory, right? That's impressive, especially since we're the same age.
My parents left it to me. And if I shut it down, all the employees would be in trouble too. So, what kind of work do you do, Keiichi?
I run a semiconductor company called Tokimeki Corp. But we just started and we can't find a factory willing to work with us. I make $10,000 a year and I live with my parents.
Then marry me.
Huh?
I really want to take your work on. But Tomohiko's demands are brutal. And I don't have any extra capacity. Sorry.
So Nagisa, you do business with my brother's company. Wait, does that mean what he said before? And honestly, she looks scary, but she's kind and sincere.
From the way Tomohiko treats us, if your income is that low, you've got to be going through hell. If life's getting tight, I'll support you too. Why not leave home under the excuse of getting married?
Oh, she said that because she was worried about me.
Thank you. But we still don't really know each other yet, so why don't we start as friends? And sometime soon, please let me tour your factory.
The way you were talking earlier, it sounded like you've got problems too. She's a good person. If she's struggling, I want to help.
You'll be my friend? People usually avoid me because I look scary. So that makes me really happy. And yeah, you're totally welcome to come tour the place. But we don't know each other well, huh? I know you pretty well though, Keiichi.
And just like that, the matchmaking meeting ended without a hitch. We exchanged contact info and promised I'd tour the Tokide factory that Nagisa runs. Then a few days later, I set foot in her factory, but... This is...
Well, what is it?
Sometime after that... Tomohiko, this is bad. Tokide Factory just contacted us saying they won't renew the next contract. Huh? Why all of a sudden? I was planning to switch to our own factory partway through, but I still needed them to deliver until then. I'm going to Tokide Factory. Miss Ujo, what do you mean the contract is ending? Wait, why is Keiichi here? I'm thinking about signing a contract with Tokide Factory, that partner company you bragged about, the one you locked in on insane terms. So that was Tokide Factory. I toured the place. Those contract terms are impossible here. And do you think a contract with Tokimeki Corp is any more possible? Your company can only pay $10,000 a year in executive compensation. Nobody's going to sign a contract with a company like that. That's...
Even so, our contract with Doki Doki Core is over. Tomohiko, you said before you were building your own factory to cut costs, right? I heard from people in the industry that it's almost ready to start operating.
Well, that's true, but...
We got the renewal request, but you didn't say a word about your in-house factory. If we renew, you'll just terminate the contract halfway through anyway.
That's... I don't think it was worth bringing up, and that's why you're ending it?
Maybe ending a contract halfway is no big deal to you, Tomohiko, but our employees' livelihoods are on the line. I can't do business with a company that handles things that dishonestly.
Fine, I was going to end it eventually anyway. Don't come crying to me later, got it?
Well then, starting next month that's 0 work. Guess I'd better get serious and start pounding the pavement.
If that's the case, would you sign a contract with my company? I know it's scary because we just started, but I promise I won't make you regret it. So please.
A promise, huh? All right.
What? You're deciding that fast? Are you sure?
I'd already been feeling like our contract with Doki Doki had hit its limit, and all the employees were saying we should switch partners too. More than anything, I wanted to be there for you, Keiichi. So let's work together from here on out.
Same here. I'm looking forward to it. But why go that far for me?
Because I made you a promise.
Huh?
It's nothing. Just talking to myself.
And just like that, I signed a contract with the Tokide factory. And Doki Doki's contract came to an end. Then 1 month after the contract ended.
Never thought the Tokide factory would be the one to propose ending the contract. Thanks to the heads up, we even managed to launch our own in-house factory in time. Sounds like Miss Ujo signed with Tokimeki, but I bet they're struggling right about now.
Tomohiko, we've gotten a report from manufacturing. They're saying the hole positions are slightly off depending on the lot.
We also heard from admin that initial defects after shipping have increased a bit. Specifically, it seems like there are abnormal noises, vibrations, and looseness in the connections. What should we do?
We've only been running a month. This is within expectations. Tell them to handle it on site with touch-ups like filling and widening the holes. And have them adjust the manufacturing equipment in parallel. Can you tell admin that it'll be better starting with the next lot?
Understood.
This mess should settle down soon enough. The upfront costs were steep, but in the long run, it'll be cheaper than outsourcing. Going from one of Japan's leading auto parts makers to the top in the country is just a matter of time. And then my reputation will climb even higher than it already is.
Several more months later.
Keiichi, I heard you started living on your own? Here, this is a housewarming gift for me and everyone at the factory.
Whoa, I'm so happy. Thank you.
But living alone on a $10,000 a year has gotta be rough, right? You're buying parts at a higher unit price than Doki Doki did. So you haven't been able to raise your income, have you? Everyone at the factory is worried about you.
Oh, right. I guess that's the story going around. Thanks for worrying about me. And also sorry. The 10,000 salary is true, but it's also not true, or like...
Huh?
The truth is, I studied abroad back when I was a student. Then I started a business overseas, and I came back to launch the Japan branch. Since the branch is in its startup phase, I'm keeping my pay at 10,000 a year so we can pour the budget into the business. But I also get paid from headquarters in the millions, so I'm not struggling to live.
Then why were you at your parents' place?
I was so busy I didn't have time to look for an apartment. My parents know about my work, so they told me I should just come home for a while. I couldn't exactly stay for free, so I paid rent and covered food and stuff. And even after starting to live alone, my living expenses should be about the same as before. I'm really sorry. You were worried about me. Nagisa, you're gonna be mad, right? Maybe you won't be as friendly with me as you were. If that happens, I'll feel kind of lonely.
I see. But why didn't you tell me during the matchmaking meeting?
Well, my ex got taken by my older brother, and the reason was his title and his income. If that's how she thinks, then she and I didn't match anyway, so I don't mind breaking up. But it made me start wondering if everyone judges people by titles and money, so I got defensive. And I just couldn't bring myself to try making a girlfriend. But if I rejected you myself, it might have hurt you. So I figured I'd say it like that and get you to reject me instead. I'm really sorry.
So that's what it was. You really are as kind as ever, Keiichi.
Huh? As kind as ever? What do you mean by that?
If that's the situation, don't worry about it. And honestly, I'm the same. I couldn't refuse an arranged match connection to our main client, so I hoped they'd turn me down instead. That's why I prepared that matchmaking resume so we're even. If I'd known the other party wasn't Tomohiko, I would have used a different photo.
Nagisa, thank you. Meanwhile, around the same time...
Why? It's been months, and the defects in these parts haven't decreased at all.
Returns and complaints from our clients are increasing too. Everyone's at their limit from rework and dealing with complaints, and people are starting to quit. If we don't do something about this soon...
I know, but what do we do?
Can't we re-sign a contract with Tokide Factory?
Them and us. We're not even on the same level in size or status. Lowering our heads to a company like that and begging them to come back. Isn't there some way to make them come back on their own?
A few weeks later... Nagisa, good work. How's it going?
Keiichi, I'm sorry. We might not make this month's delivery in time.
Huh? Why?
I got a call from our usual materials supplier. They said a sudden huge order came in, and domestic materials are in the short supply, so they can't secure any.
Ever since we switched to doing business with Tokimeki, they don't make insane demands anymore, so it's been easier. And it's not like Doki Doki with those razor-thin prices. So we finally had some breathing room too. We just started doing business with other companies at last. But if this keeps up...
That Tomohiko punk, I don't know where he heard, but he said if we're in trouble, he can sell us the materials. But then he had the nerve to say we've got to start supplying parts to them again in return. If we re-sign with them, all of Nagisa's hard work up to now goes straight down the drain.
But if the company can't stay afloat, everyone's livelihood...
Which materials are you short on?
A high-performance resin in a specific spec, and high-precision alumni stock. The maker's specified, so there's no substitute.
If it's those two, there might be some overseas. I'll ask a supplier that our head office does business with. A few dozen minutes later, procurement complete. I arranged a special shipment, so it'll arrive soon. I'll let you know the delivery date as soon as I have it.
Seriously? Man, you saved us.
Thank you. You're literally my lifesaver.
Come on, that's a bit much, huh? I feel like this happened before. Back when I was in high school, I think.
Alright, today's on me. We're going out drinking, all of us. Keiichi, you're coming too.
Yes. Thank you very much.
Why? There were materials we overordered because of a purchasing department screw-up. I was going to use that to do the Tokide Factory a favor and get the contract back. But no matter how long I wait, they never contact me.
Tomohiko, it's an emergency. The factory's production equipment stopped.
What? How could this happen?
The parts kept misaligning, so on your orders we kept adjusting the equipment, but after today's adjustment it suddenly wouldn't move anymore. Even after restoring the settings, it won't come back online, so the cause is unknown, and we have no outlook for restarting. At this rate, we're going to miss the deadline.
If that happens, the penalties and damages will be... We already have non-stop complaints and recalls from strange noises and loose connections, and we're losing clients as it is. Then there's no choice. I'll go to the Tokide Factory myself and ask to re-sign the contract. Misujo, re-sign the contract with Doki Doki.
Absolutely not.
What? Why? Doki Doki's got higher annual sales, bigger scale, and higher status than Tokimeki, right? So why?
I kinda suspected it, but... Big brother, you really didn't know anything about my company. My company's actually pretty well known overseas.
Pretty well known? It's not just well known. In semiconductor manufacturing, they're the top share in the industry. A company pulling in hundreds of millions of dollars.
Huh? You're kidding.
I'm not kidding. Look.
It's real. No way, Keiichi's company is that famous overseas. It's a totally different field from ours. And Doki Doki only supplies parts to Japanese manufacturers to create scarcity, so I never looked into overseas companies, so I didn't know. But Miss Sujo, you've been in our care all this time, haven't you? Cutting us off just because some famous company offered you a contract that's...
I didn't sign with Tokimeki just because your overseas HQ is some huge corporation. I signed because it was you, Keiichi. Tomohiko, you judge people by their titles. And while we were still just a partner company, you kept making all kinds of unreasonable demands. But Keiichi would never do that. He walks alongside us as an equal partner. He's kind. He's got a backbone, and he's sincerely honest.
Nagisa.
That's why I can honestly say I want to give you my all. And so do all our employees. Even if your company is really so small it can only pay its representative $10,000 a year. Even if moving forward together is a thorny road, I'd still choose Tokimeki over Doki Doki.
I'll admit it, my brother's ability to build Doki Doki into what it is in a single generation is incredible. But the moment you start flaunting that, and judging people by titles and money, you'll only be left with people like that around you, and then you'll end up losing what you truly needed most.
No way! My judgment couldn't have been wrong.
Maybe you think you're talented and everyone else just held you back, but everything that's happened is the result of choices you made yourself. Accept it properly.
So yeah, with that said, could you please leave? Keiichi and I have work to discuss now.
That can't be. If this happens, Doki Doki will... My position will...
In the end, Doki Doki was unable to restart the factory and it went bankrupt. His brother was hit with penalty fees and damage claims, and ended up buried under massive debt.
The second I stopped being president, all my friends vanished. And when I complained to my dad and mom that Keiichi stole the factory from me and that's why we went under, they told me, that's the result of your own actions. We spoiled you too much, so we're cutting you off. And they disowned me. And the girlfriend I took from Keiichi has this habit of blowing money. And before I knew it, she'd built up a loan balance that's just unbelievable. I could charge her for her share, but she keeps saying she's broke. So who knows when I'm ever going to see that money. Me and her both work from morning till night, but neither of our debts show any sign of shrinking. I don't want a life like this forever.
Oh, by the way, Nagisa. So you know, before I studied abroad, I helped this delinquent girl who got hurt, and she told me something. You're my lifesaver. If you ever need help, I'll help you, I promise. But even if it's a promise, trying to marry a guy you've only met once or twice is reckless, don't you think?
So you finally remembered. Reckless or not, I'm the type who always keeps my promises.
Then I guess I'll have you keep the marriage promise too. Enjoyed the video?
Then smash that like button and subscribe.